We're in an interesting time in society right now. It's a time that I don't think any of us would have ever wished for. A time when we're experiencing a pandemic, where people are more and more, they're not just afraid of a virus, but the economic effect that it's having on people. And right now, there are so many people that are home from school or are right now not able to go to work if they work in the restaurant industry or they're an entertainer, right? Maybe they're an Uber driver, whatever it happens to be. So many people that are have reduced hours, reduced wages that are happening, and more people, unfortunately, are getting sick and are fearful of getting sick. And we want to spend a few minutes to tell you some of the latest research that's coming out. Now, just today, in fact, probably 30 minutes ago, the Journal of the American Medical Association released statistics that happened out of the Washington University. One of the first U.S. cases was ever identified about the coronavirus. And in the study that they released, they actually looked at the symptoms and what was happening with 21 of these patients that made it to critical care. And unfortunately, of these, two-thirds of them, 14 of them have passed away. Some of them, 34% are remaining in there, and only two of them have actually been released and recovered from that. Now, those are the ones in critical care. And what were the characteristics of those in critical care? Where 85% of them had a chronic disease. Half of them, 10 out of 21, nearly half of them, had chronic kidney disease. And so, folks, what we're saying is this, is you're more susceptible to pick something up if you're already sick. So when we talk about the coronavirus, when we talk about anything, it's better to be healthy before you start. It's better to have your body in the best condition. If you so, we believe that you're less susceptible to get the disease, and if you get it, you're less likely to be a statistic. And fully 1/5 of those that got sick and were in critical care picked up a secondary disease because of this coronavirus, whether it was pneumonia or the flu or something else that happened. And they actually list 3 different things of these secondary diseases. And this just came out just about 30 minutes ago, folks. This is something that's affecting society. So what can we do about it other than trying to hunker down in our homes and make sure you've got enough food and water, and for some reason toilet paper? People are really making sure you've got enough toilet paper. And I mean, that's a good thing, right? But we need to do more than just be reactive. We need to be proactive. We need to do something to make a difference. See, I believe that's the calling in today. Make a difference. And business, the way it's supposed to be, is that we make our money by making a difference. So today the calling is not just to say, well, I hope you don't get it, but to say, let's do something about it. Let's be proactive about it. And I wanted to share with you some information that is just absolutely blown me away. Now, folks, there's actually an article that came out last week in India West, and I'm going to just read you the headline of this article. And later, if you would like, I will give you all of these slides. I will actually post a PDF, maybe even just one slide at a time, but I'll do some posts on my Facebook page. I'll get it out to Andre. I'll get all the people that are sharing this. You want a PDF? I'll give the whole PDF of all this research that I've been coming through on the slides that I've created. But in the India West, they talked about ginger and turmeric in Ayurvedic medicine, and here's what the article said. It says, turmeric is being touted as an effective herb to keep the coronavirus at bay. India is right next to China, and you don't hear about the coronavirus as much in India, but they say one of the reasons that the experts in the Ayurvedic medicine in India are saying is because of this incredible herb called turmeric. And the Jakarta Post on the same day read this headline article: people rush for red ginger supplements as coronavirus fears grow. They're looking for ginger, they're looking for turmeric, right? And folks, this is a big deal, because if you want to do something to help yourself be safe, if you want to do something to protect your family and help other people protect their family, there's really 3 things that we suggest you do. Number 1, stay healthy. Stay healthy in the first place. Don't be sick. Be healthy. And if you are sick, do what you can to get healthy, right? It's not enough that you just avoid it. Get healthier, because it would be a shame to have a loved one that avoids the coronavirus and dies from a heart attack. Yet some people are going to do that. It would be a absolutely tragedy to have a loved one or a friend of yours that avoids the coronavirus and dies from cancer. Absolutely tragic. So we want to stay healthy for all sorts of things. And if you've heard us present before, that right now in society we're having more toxins, more problems with inflammation and digestion and the lack of essential nutrients than ever before. So these are big deals. But let's go back and talk about some of the science that's not just in Ayurvedic medicine, that's actually showing up more and more in Western medicine on what's happening right now. And this is actually information out of the Journal of Clinical Immunology. And I wish I could show you my screen on this. Unfortunately, on a Facebook Live, we can't do that. But this is actually a PubMed article. And for those of you that are taking notes, write this down. PubMed article number 17211725. 17211725. You just put that in pubmed.gov and you can look up this Journal of the Clinical Immunology article where its scientific journal shows that curcumin boosts the immune system. And it's going to talk about really curcumin doing just a few things that are a big deal. And it talks about really two things that we do. One, it says that the curcumin has been shown to be a potent activator in the last 2 decades of, and I'm going to list them, there's 6 of them: T cells, B cells, natural killer cells, macrophages, neutrophils or white blood cells, and dendritic cells. So there's 6 things: T cells, B cells, natural killer cells, macrophages, neutrophils or white blood cells, and dendritic cells. And if you don't remember all of this, that's okay. Just reach out to somebody and ask for the PDF, and we'll get you the PDF so you can see all of this up front and center, and you can share it with other people. But what these are, you know, your immune system in so many ways is really like, it's like a security team, right? And this God-given security team that our body has is more than just one thing. It's more than one thing. What it is it's our body that says, okay, we've got mission control. We've got these dendritic cells that actually help to activate the immune system, that if there's an invader, they turn things on. They're mission control. And if you look at research, and I'm going to quote this is from the International Journal of Experimental Pathology, because folks, there is incredible information out there, life-saving information, life-changing information that doesn't make its way into the hands of the average person, that doesn't make it in the hands of the American public or even internationally, folks. And there's a reason why, because unfortunately, too many people make money when we're sick. Folks, it's time for us to stand up and say we want to be healthy. So here's what the International Journal of Experimental Pathology talks about. And it talks about these dendritic cells. If you can turn on dendritic cells, it says that dendritic cells help to turn on the immune response to viruses, right? And it actually says, and I'm quoting, that dendritic cells are critical to the initiation or the start of immune responses to control or eliminate viral infections. It makes them pivotal in the initiation of host responses. If you don't turn on the body, this immune system, it's like you've got a great security system that's just not being used. But it's not enough to do that. We're going to move on to what's called the neutrophils. And these are the white blood cells. They're kind of the local police. And here's what it says in the Virus Research Journal. It says the neutrophils plays an essential role in protecting against opportunistic or secondary infection. You know, normally, and this is getting a quote, viral infections will usually weaken and impair the host's immune system, opening way for opportunistic pathogens such as bacteria or fungi to take advantage of the debilitated host. And that these neutrophils or white blood cells played a central role in protecting against opportunistic or secondary infections, right? And they are recruited according to another article, and this is article PMC 3056712, PMC 3056712, where it says this, that these neutrophils are recruited to the respiratory tract. That's the lungs, folks, following influenza virus infections. We need our body to have these neutrophils. They're the local police that come in and they're first responders, but it's not enough. When you have a serious viral infections, you need the SWAT team of the immune system. And this is one that's research that's come out of the University of ETH Zurich out of Europe. And they talk about these, the macrophages. It's the SWAT team, right? They actually look like almost like this octopus that'll reach out and grab the viruses to help destroy them. And what they showed is they showed in an experiment that they looked at mice that were infected during viral infections, and those that survived and those that didn't. And this is what they said. They said that macrophages, it says that during viral infections, that macrophages are absolutely vital for survival. They help the body to reach out, grab onto these viruses, destroy the virus so that they can survive. And they found that when they turned this off in mice in this study, that the mice didn't survive. So you want a strong immune system. And remember that, and going back to that first research we did in the Journal of Immunology, the Journal of Clinical Immunology, it actually said that curcumin has been shown in the last 2 decades to be a potent activator of macrophages, along with these other ones we're going to talk about. And I just want to share with you some of this other information, folks, because it's not enough to have one a member of the SWAT team. Another one are T cells. And again, reach out and ask for this PDF, because I'd love you to see the graphics, these actual images of what T cells do. But they will gang up and bombard and destroy infected cells before they infect the host. And this is from PubMed.gov article, PMC 422-4975. PMC 422-4975. And again, I'll put that, give you the PDF of this if you'd like to see it there, and you can read it up front and center. But this is from the Journal of Clinical Current Topics in Microbiology and Immunology, right? It said efficient and eventual viral clearance, or getting rid of viruses within the respiratory tract, requires antibody-producing B cells and T lymphocytes. You need these, right? And not only that, it says the activities of these T cells ultimately determine, along with the antibodies, the capacity of the host to eliminate the virus and the extent of tissue damage. How much damage you will sustain, and whether or not you'll be able to get rid of the virus will depend upon your T cells. So if you had something that was a potent activator of these T cells, wouldn't that be a big deal? And the answer is absolutely. Well, the SWAT team isn't just 2 members. There's actually another member called the natural killer cells. And this is from the Journal of Current Topics in Microbiology and Immunology. And for those that are on PubMed, I'm going to give you the reference again. But again, reach out to me. I will try to post this on my site so you can even see it. It's the article 2499-2894, 2499-2894. And here's what it says. Within days after infection, natural killer cells are recruited to the lung and play an essential role in the immune response against influenza infection, right? They actually have a variety of cytokines that can contain viral replication by killing infected cells. It's another part of this SWAT team. And together, these things work to fight off viruses. But it's not just viruses. We already talked about the immune system fights off bacteria. It helps to fight inflammation. It helps to fight against fungus. But we're focusing right now on viruses. And I want to read you one more from the University of Rochester Medical Center. And it says this: the B cell response generates virus-specific antibodies and memory B cells that contribute to viral clearance. If you want your body to be able to recognize, oh, this is a virus, and when you get infected, to make sure you don't get infected again, they call them memory B cells, but they are like the facial recognition. They keep the invaders at bay, right? If you've ever had an immunity develop, it's because of your B cells. It's because of these memory cells and these antibodies that are generated from it. And that's why this is just a big deal, folks. It's a huge deal. And we see this in other articles like the Journal of Genomics and Informatics, that natural compounds like curcumin were reported to have strong antioxidant and anti-inflammatory or antiviral properties. And allicin, the active compound presented in ginger, have reported to anti-influenza cytokine. These are the enzymes to help fight viral infections. And in fact, there's another article there. And this is one. Now, folks, understand, if you're trying to fight against something that's new, there's not going to be a lot of research that goes back decades about something we just barely discovered, something we were barely infected with. It. The research isn't done on that. So you have to find research that's similar. And so I have reached out and say, what can we find against viral activity in the body to help boost that? And here was one out of the Journal of Ethnothermocol, and it's a PubMed article 231-23794, 231-23794. And in here, they did a study, and they showed that this human tissue culture study found that fresh ginger prevented human respiratory syncytial virus, or HRSV, from attached to and infecting upper respiratory tract cells, right? If you have enough ginger, and it was fresh ginger in this study, it kept the cells from ever developing or getting attacked by the virus. Even if it was present, it never penetrated the cells. Well, guess what we found? Mr. David Gilmore, who is the founder of Fiji Water, actually found a a special strain of ginger that they could grow in an organic environment on an organic island. That was so good that the top chefs across America said this powdered ginger, that's powdered at only 74 degrees, was better than any fresh ginger in all of the recipes. So I think this is something that's still applicable for us today. Folks, it's a big deal. Now, another one that goes big, and I kind of call it the immune three when I call about turmeric and ginger, and there are other things that'll boost the immune system, but I'm trying to find those things specifically that'll help with antiviral activity, that'll help our bodies fight against viruses, because we know that the coronavirus is a virus, right? So tea tree oil is another one, and healthline.com has some incredible benefits of tea tree, including studies that show that it kills common bacteria and viruses responsible for common illnesses, including E. coli and S. pneumoniae and H. influenzae. But it also shows that tea tree helps to reduce inflammation, triggers the activity of white blood cells, and they're instrumental in the healing process. When you want your bodies, if you do get exposed to something, to heal. And for those of you that have already experienced some of these benefits, whether it's a cut or scrape, you use tea tree and it heals faster, whether you've used it to help get over a cold or a sickness or a sore throat, whatever, this is something I'd love you to post. If you've been using ginger and turmeric and it's helped with digestion or helped with inflammation or helps with any number of other things, let us know about it, because you know what? Immune response is only part of what we need to do to be healthy. We want to help the whole body be healthy, and that's why these are big deals. But another study talked about that this was better than even the chemicals we use for mouthwash in killing plaque-causing bacteria. And here's the one that I really get excited about. And again, I wish you'd reach out to us and ask for this PDF. But those that are taking notes, write down this: PMC 66-12361. PMC 66-12361. This is one where a medical journal shows tea tree reduces viral activity. And I'm going to give you a couple of quotes from this. The first quote is: tea tree, thanks to its antimicrobial properties, has been used in products for oral hygiene and dermatological applications. What that means is topically. It's nature's sanitizer, folks. You can use a drop of tea tree, and I like to use tea tree, and put a drop on your hands and rub your hands together, and you can kill viruses. And it's better for me than any alcohol that I've ever tried, for any other hand sanitizer I've ever tried. I love the results that tea tree can do, but not all tea tree is created equal, and it actually talks about this. You need to get one that's really, to me, it's kind of charged or energized or enhanced, if you would, that it gets better results. And obviously, the better results, the better for that. But the second quote that I wanted to share from this article, and again, I'm going to give you the reference for this, and I just gave it to you before, but it's PMC 66-12361. It says, and this is a direct quote: antimicrobial activity of tea tree oil against herpes simplex virus type 1 in vitro. Okay, now this is not the coronavirus. This is a herpes virus. But again, it is a virus. But what this says is, in the study, it was able to suppress viral multiplication by more than 96%. It stopped the spread of the virus by more than 96%. Well, what if you had something powerful that could stop the spread of a virus by greater than 96%? What would it do to America and the world if we could slow down the spread of this virus by greater than 96%? Well, it would take us out of a pandemic. If everybody could have tea tree on and be using tea tree, and would do just a drop of tea tree on a spoon and lick that if you feel something in your throat, and do that a few times a day, or put it on the back of your hand if your hand is clean, just do that tea tree lick. This is, again, in medical journals, that's how they're using it for oral, in the mouth, just a drop or two. And then you can use it on your skin, right, to help kill viruses, to help kill bacteria, to help protect yourself. And if we could do this and slow down the spread of it by even 50%, right? Think of that. You cut it in half, but over time it cuts it in half again and it cuts it in half again. You're going to get a lot less of an infection. And if it was greater than 96%, folks, we wouldn't even be in a pandemic. The schools would still be open. We'd still have people able to go to work, and we'd be able to enjoy our lives instead of being worried about a crisis. And that's why we have the power to do something about it, and why I get so passionate about sharing this information, because we need to do something to make a difference, right? Folks, reach out and find out. Remember the strategy. Here's the strategy again. I'm going to give it to you again. 1, stay healthy. 2, avoid exposure. Make sure you sanitize your hands, workspaces. I love the tea tree for that. And 3, support your immune system. Do what you can to boost the immune system. And I love ginger, turmeric, and tea tree. Now, there is more research out there about other things. If you've heard about, there's a researcher out there that's been studying the coronavirus for more than 50 years, and it's Dr. James Robb out of the University of California, San Diego. And he talks that the virus only has receptors in your cells. So he talks about using heat as like a hot tea and herbal tea. And if you're doing a hot herbal tea, go ahead and throw in some ginger and turmeric powder in there, make it a ginger herbal tea, and you'll get better support for your immune system with that, when the heat helps activate. But he also talks about zinc. And one of the things that comes over and over again, when you look at what compounds, what natural herbs have a lot of zinc, ginger is one of those towards the top of the list. And that's why you're getting that extra zinc. And if you can get it in Mother Nature, you're going to have better absorption than if you get it a man-made, something that's a synthetic substances as well. So get it out of Mother Nature, and that's why I love the ginger tea. And many people know about just adding ginger. In fact, a good friend of mine, Mr. Todd Smith, actually said when we were doing all this research on ginger and turmeric, what if we came out with an immune support soup? And if you want this recipe, it combined combined organic ginger, organic turmeric. It combined actually a keto meal replacement. It combines salt, pepper, with a little bit of nutmeg and cinnamon and some garlic and onion powder. And it was an incredible soup. I call it the golden immunity soup. If you've ever heard of golden milk, where they mix turmeric and you can mix ginger in with milk or heavy whipping cream or something. It's just absolutely fantastic. But this is one that it helps go along with it, right? So zinc is a big deal. Making sure you eat properly is a big deal. And by eating properly, folks, here's something else that we found out. I actually, this wasn't even on the coronavirus, but they were looking at people that survive cancer versus those that don't. And if you're eating a lot of processed fats, if you're eating a lot of oxidized food or partially hydrogenated anything, they actually screw up the immune cells. And the immune cells weren't able to protect the body against cancer. And so this is one that just came out recently. But eat right, eat good food, eat real food, get the organic stuff wherever you can. If you're on a ketogenic diet or a low calorie diet, there was actually information that I just came across. I saw a post on my page today where this study shows that the ketogenic diet helps protect against viral infections from the Journal of Science Immunology, right? And that's another powerful thing, right? I have a lot of people talk about hyaluronic acid to help the body repair soft tissue, like in the lungs, for selenium to do the same. Astaxanthin, absolutely incredible. Essential fatty acids, they're great. You still want to make sure you're getting all of the essential nutrients and add some things like ashwagandha, like the things that help with the kidney support and liver support and the thyroid and adrenal support. Rhodiola is another great adaptogens, but I'm not going to worry about all of that information right now. I'm just going to go back to those three basic things that I think everybody ought to do. One, stay healthy. Do what you can to stay healthy. And I love ginger and turmeric with this, along with all of the essential nutrients. Number two, sanitize. And sanitize not just your hands. If you can, use something like the tea tree oil and do a tea tree lick and sanitize your throat to make sure if there's any bacteria in your throat that you kill it off before it ever gets into your lungs, that you're trying to fight off viruses before they ever get into your lungs, right? And then boost the immune system. Ginger, turmeric, and tea tree are three things that I absolutely love. Again, essential fatty acids are great. Zinc is great. Astaxanthin is great. Ketogenic diet is great. There's other great support, but start with what you can do. And folks, those of you that are already doing something for your family, is it enough if your family is healthy? To me, the answer is no. We want to help the world be healthier. We want to help our neighbors. We want to help our loved ones. We want to even help the people that are not just down the street, but around the corner, down the block in another state, maybe several states over, that they're healthy too, because together we're what makes society work. Society is a team sport. Life is a team sport. We're in it as a team. And for everybody that's trying to make a difference too, during this crisis, to share good information that we can educate and help people decide and help people have some hope on what they can do, not just for the now, the here and now right now, but to help people down the road when the crisis is over. I had a friend that said this to me, and he learned it from someone else, but I'm going to share it with you. Tough times don't last, but tough people do. Let's help people be some of those tough people. Let's help them to make a difference. And for all the people that are watching this that have spent some time there, please reach out and we'll give you the slides. We'll give you all of this information and help us to share this with the world, because together, I believe we not only can make a difference, I believe we will. And for those that are already sharing, I believe we are making a difference. I know that everyone we help is a big deal. Every single life is a big deal. And right now there are literally thousands of people, tens of thousands of people that could use this information. As a society, we could use this information to make a difference. And so for everybody that's helping us share this, let me just say thank you for all you do to make a difference. And God bless for you and your family to stay safe. And thank God for you and everyone else that's trying to make a difference. And with that, I want to thank you for your time on being on with us today. And for everybody that has sacrificed to help put this event together, that sacrificed your time and energy, I want to say a special thanks to you. Special thanks to Andre Vaughn for helping to coordinate this. And please reach out to the people that have invited you to watch this, that have shared it with you, and ask about this PDF. Ask about, how do I get my hands on something to make a difference? Ask about this. Get the information you need to make an educated decision. And together, I do believe we are going to make a difference. And then not just in the here and now, not just during these tough times, but ongoing, because I've already seen it. And I'm so excited to be a part, to try to be a part of the solution. A lot of people are out there in darkness right now. For everybody that's helping light a candle, thank you. And with that, I want to wish everybody a great night, and God bless in all you do to help make a difference in the lives of people in your family, throughout society, and hopefully put a system in place to help them throughout the world. Thank you, everyone, and good night.